Jonathan Karl. Welcome, Jonathan, to the show again. I love having you here on these days, which you can inform us of things that we don't know about. So tell us the latest. What is the mood at the White House? And can you give us a timeline of the events, maybe, so that we know exactly what happened this past week?
Sure. Well, first of all, in terms of the mood, there's a real effort right now to try to portray this as business as usual. The president's doing fine. He's going to work while he's in self-isolation. In fact, the chief of staff, Mark Meadows, who has spent, by the way, a lot of quality time with the president and with Hope Hicks, just came out of the West Wing, spoke to reporters. By the way, he came out not wearing a mask, talking to reporters in front of the West Wing, even at this moment, and was talking about the stock market and how great the economy in his mind is going and how the president's in good spirits. But I've got to tell you that the ground truth of this is the White House and the White House staff are really rattled. This is something that has really, frankly, freaked them out. They're concerned about the president's health. They're concerned about Hope Hicks, who, by the way, I am told is quite sick. Meadows did acknowledge that the president is experiencing symptoms of coronavirus, not just a positive test, but he has symptoms. He said those are mild symptoms. Of course, there's a real question of exactly what you can believe in terms of how they are characterizing this. But this is something that has the White House rattled, concerned about their health, concerned about the president's health, and concerned about what this means for the campaign.
John, I believe firmly that this is a national security risk and issue at this point. So I do think that we need information about the president's health. We know that President Trump has not been transparent about his health in general, and he has admitted that he downplayed this virus so people wouldn't panic. Now, does this mean that he will downplay his own symptoms? How can we trust any of the information that is coming out of the White House? I personally would prefer to hear information from doctors, not necessarily his physician, his personal physician, but maybe physicians at Walter Reed or Dr. Fauci.
Sonny, the sad truth is that we really can't trust at face value what comes out of the White House on this. I think we have to ask the questions, and we will continue to do so. We will try to verify all the answers that we get. But there's been so much misinformation that has gone out, about the virus, about the pandemic, about things like voter suppression. It's really hard to know what to believe, and it's a very distressing thing to say as a White House correspondent. I've had the opportunity to cover 4 different presidents, and I've been in that briefing room. I've been at the White House during some very tense moments, some moments of, where national security was at stake, and you had to depend on what was being told to you from the podium by White House officials or by the president. And with this, I think that we need to ask the questions, and then we need to verify and double verify everything we are told.
John, I'm looking on social media, and I'm seeing, to your previous point, I'm seeing some people reacting with skepticism and disbelief. Some people think this is a play for sympathy or to distract from what's been a very, very bad news week for the president. So what would you tell Americans who are skeptical and disbelieving? How do you think Americans should be reacting to this news from the White House, given everything we know?
Well, Anna, I think that one of the sad things that we have seen happen in our country over the past 4 or 5 years is we have seen, I talk in my book at length about a war on truth that has been waged to the point where you have, we kind of become a nation of conspiracy theorists. You have people who will not believe anything that is coming out of the White House for the reasons that I described. And then you have another part of the country that won't believe anything that they read in a newspaper or see on a show like this. And everybody is skeptical, everybody is disbelieving. A degree of skepticism is always warranted, but now you have a point where people just don't know what to believe. So my advice would be, listen to what is said and verify. Go to trusted and reliable sources. We will be asking questions at the White House, and there are a lot of them. For instance, I want to know what is happening in terms of the White House staff, the West Wing. I mean, CDC guidelines would say that if you came in contact with somebody who had coronavirus, you need to quarantine for 14 days. Who is going to be quarantining at the White House? What precautions are being taken? The answer they give is, well, Mark Meadows said, hey, I had a test, I'm fine. Well, we know that the test can sometimes be wrong, particularly the rapid test that they use at the White House can be wrong as much as 20% of the time. You can have the virus and it cannot show up at a test for a period of time. So what is being done here, and who else has been affected?
Biden and Trump were together on the same stage just 3 days ago. Now, Chris Christie said this morning that he was in the room for Trump's debate prep and no one was wearing a mask. We also saw the Trump family in the debate audience with no masks. How worried is the Biden campaign about the possibility of spread?
Well, the vice president and Jill Biden, Dr. Biden, are both going to be tested. I think there is concern there. This is a situation. They were at the debate. They were separated. They were more than 6 feet apart. But we all saw that debate. There was a heck of a lot of not just talking, but yelling going on in that debate. And I think there is concern. If I were Chris Wallace, I would be concerned as well. These are real concerns, and we'll see, and hopefully the Bidens are just fine. Hopefully the president recovers here. But we are in for a period of real uncertainty.